And welcome back, guys. This is All Things Apple Plus, coming at you with another Final Fantasy, I was going to say Brave Exvius. Woo! Final Fantasy 15.
What's that look for?
Pocket Edition.
It's in all the papers.
What is? Insomnia Falls.
Now, what's going on here is we're actually finding out the events that what's happened in Kingsglaive. If you haven't viewed that movie, or watched that movie, I would really recommend it. I believe I've commented or at least said something about that earlier within these previous videos about watching Kingsglaive. It is such a great movie. The characters are great, and even some of the characters, or even one of the characters from the movie actually ends up in the Final Fantasy 15 Comrades version for Xbox One and PS4. So they actually do follow along with some of the characters, but the movie was great.
Well, then we can't be sure until we see it with our own eyes.
So really right now what's going on is Noctis is finding out that his kingdom's been overtaken, overthrown while he's away, and it's just denial at this point is just hitting him at this moment, which sucks because it's just, I mean, it's your kingdom, it's your dad,
They've set up an inspection point. If the road ahead's blocked, then we find a way around. Let's make a detour. There ought to be a decent vantage point up ahead.
I just can't get over the graphics and the level of just like detail that they put into this game, and then on top of having the voice acting for the game, they really went all out for this. So it looks like we're going to climb the hill, and just to let you guys know that there's a little, whatchamacallit, as I'm saving here, I'm actually voicing over my gameplay. I actually honestly thought through the iOS, the native screen recording, that I was actually recording my voice at this time, and unfortunately I was not. So I'm actually going to be giving you kind of just my thoughts on the gameplay and just what's going on. And unfortunately it was like that for a couple of episodes, so I'll eventually get back into recording as I'm playing too. But for the meantime, for these next couple of episodes, it's just going to be me kind of just reacting about what's going on and what's happening within the game and how I feel about it.
All right.
Tap on the warp icon to warp that location. It will enable you to reach different locations. So the cool thing about this little warp strike, and even just being able to warp to high locations, is you can do that within the actual main game, but for this, there's only certain points that you can actually warp to, and it only seems like it's, for right now, it only seems like it's only during certain areas where there's enemies in. But the really cool thing about this too is that, like, this warp kill, if I'm correct, it wasn't introduced until later on in the main game. I believe you end up, it's like towards like the middle of the game. We're still in the beginning of this adventure, but towards the middle of the actual Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version of the game, there is there's a point where you warp kill, and it's way later on than this. So it's interesting that they're introducing this now. But I mean, it makes sense why they would allow this warp kill, because it's so like, it's so much a part of the game that, like, to not have it until that point is just kind of ridiculous. Noctis can break enemies. Okay, so with these Magitex, while you're playing, if you notice, they'll have like this purple aura like that around them. If you have a warp strike into them, it causes them to break, so which will allow you to, you know, to take them down a lot easier. But if you let that thing hit you, or if you let that, like that attack hurt you at any point, it does do a lot of damage to you. So you kind of have to be quick about it too. I have no idea what I was trying to do there.
Coming up. Instructions. Your time has come.
Some guy just sniping me from afar. And I'm really glad that those hits don't do as much damage. Good. Where was I going with this? Okay, there we go.
Good work, Iggy.
Right.
That's also, these crates and these boxes, I'm glad they just stashed those all around and that they're just like the easiest way to get items. I know you can just, it's sometimes easier to just buy them, but to have them around like that, it's nice. And then to get the one like crate that might have like an elixir or a mega potion, it's like it means the whole world at that point. Alright. The XP slowly building up too. And I think also while I'm playing this game and while I've been going on this adventure to replay this game again through the Pocket version, I've been trying to do my best to make sure that I cover my tracks. If there's anything left behind, to try to pick up on it. I'm really like focused on making sure that this game is completed as much as I can, because I don't want anything to be left behind. Because I noticed that when I kind of breezed through Final Fantasy 15 like really fast, and I kind of just like went through chapter after chapter after chapter. I didn't really do as many quests, and now I find myself doing the quests. I'm like, oh man, these are actually giving me pretty good items. At the time, that would have benefited me, you know, a long time ago. So having to redo quests that are just kind of like now, because I'm like, what level am I at on this? On Xbox One, or on my Xbox One version, I have I think I'm level 105 right now. I haven't fully maxed out my character, but to like get some of these items where they'd been great earlier on versus now, like it's just, it kind of sucks. So I want to just try to cover all my tracks with this too. And this, for whatever reason, this particular portion of the game gave me so much problems when it came to recording or screen recording, just because the game would crash so many times. So you'll notice like in different points in the game where there's just like these random cuts, and that's me just trying to not overlay, but just try to piece together the times where it did crash and when I restarted the game. And I've had to this game doesn't really autosave as much as I would like it to. So when the game crashes, you have to start like way back when, like right at the it's like if you're in the middle of this mission, I had to restart like at the very beginning, back when I was at the hotel, and then back when I was at the hotel, driving up to this area again. I had to do all that over again. So I had just some rough times with this game. That's the only issue that I've been having with this game. And let me know in the comment section up below if that's also been your take on this game. Have you been kind of frustrated with the random like glitching or the random the random breaks within the game? Because for an iPhone 8 Plus, this should handle the game no problem. I can understand if you're like playing on the iPhone 5 or even, I don't even think you can play on an iPhone 5, probably an iPhone 6 maybe. But for an iPhone 8, there should be no reason why the game's just crashing that much. I am realizing also too that these enemies take a long time to beat. This is towards the end of the map too, but I also, again, wanted to make sure that I cover all my tracks, make sure every little crate, every little item is picked up before I proceed, because I don't think I'm going to be able to go back to these moments. I honestly think this game is just a, whatchamacallit, just the actual game, no real major quests or another side quest involved with it. So, if you noticed, awesome, level 8, and that's pretty much it. Wow, feels like these guys, I wish they would level up faster, but I'm just really impatient. When it comes to Final Fantasy games, I beat them first, and then I go back and do the side quests right after, and sometimes that could really hurt me too.
As to ceasefire discussions between the two nations, all provisional terms have been suspended in light of recent developments. Moreover, in the wake of the news of King Regis's death, we've now received word that Crown Prince Noctis and the Oracle Lunafreya have also been pronounced dead.
Keep it on.
Oh. Don't bother!
I never understood this part. They clearly have flown over them. And nothing is, like, if I was the enemy, I'm sorry, I would have sniped out Noctis from right there, but like, they clearly fly over them and just nothing happens.
Hello?
So now we're on the phone with Core, and to be continued. So I'm gonna stop there. I hope you guys have a good rest of your guys' day. That's the end of chapter 1, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.